Welcome to Dan's haunted cottage. Step inside if you dare.
Hi there guys, hope everybody's doing well out there in YouTube land. Basically wanted to come on here and I've got my glasses on, so you know it's going to be serious. You know it's going to be serious because it's like, I'm not one of those news readers. When something really bad's happened, the glasses go on. Oh, do you know what? It's probably not that serious, so I'll kind of take them off. Right, well, hello everybody. Hope you're okay and fine and doing dandy out there. Now, I wanted to come on here for a couple of reasons, really. One of the reasons I wanted to come on here, which I think is actually pretty important, and I don't like drama. I don't like drama at all. I don't like getting into petty arguments. I'm very much a kind of live and let live type of person. However, and sadly, there are people in this world that just, no matter how much you try to be like that, they won't let you. And I'm talking about the paranormal field now because not everything in the paranormal field is as it should be, and it hasn't been for well, I don't think I've ever known it to be the perfect place. And the reason for that is because of people. Sadly, there are lots and lots of people in our field that think nothing of backstabbing, criticising others in their absence, and just generally being odious and nasty individuals. Now, I have unfortunately had the misfortune to work or be involved with some of those people. And this is why I do what I do now. I choose to work with smaller groups and I choose to work with people that I trust. There is a saying that familiarity breeds contempt, and I think in the paranormal field, I think it was probably coined for the paranormal field, to be honest, because it does seem that that's what happens. I myself fell foul to some of these individuals, and I know that there are some people out there now that are probably suffering the same fate as myself. And the reason I bring it to the fore is because I've seen a couple of people on YouTube recently that bemoan and complain that they're suffering. Now, the proponents of anti-bullying, sadly, seem to be the ones that create it. They seem to be the ones that live for the drama, and they live for other people's misfortune. And if it doesn't come quick enough, they seem to want to bring it forward. They seem to want to make it happen. And this has been the case for myself, and I'm sure it's been the case for a lot of people in the paranormal world. And yeah, it's something that I can't stand. I don't like cyberbullying. I don't like bullying of any description. I think it's abhorrent. I think it's absolutely disgusting, and there's no need for it. But as I say, sadly, a lot of people that are proponents for anti-bullying tend to be the ones that promote it. They tend to be the ones that get in there and live off and love the drama. You know, they used to talk about something called paranormal unity. Now, I can't speak for the rest of the world, but I can speak for the UK. And even though people keep banging on about paranormal unity, I really don't think it exists. I just don't. Whether it's petty jealousy, whether it's a dislike of someone or personal circumstances, I don't think it. I think it's a fallacy. I think it's a fairy tale, and I think you've got more chance, probably, of catching a spirit, sitting down with them, and having a really good chat with them, than you are of finding, I don't know, more than maybe one or two people that believe in and promote paranormal unity or unity within the paranormal field. It's really quite rare. I don't know why it's like that in our field. I just don't. It just seems to be something that it's very ugly. And now you could say, well, you know what, Dan, this happens in all fields and it happens in all walks of life. And that is the case, I'm sure. But in this field, it just seems to be a lot worse than it is anywhere else. I don't know why. I think it's purely simply because people are chasing contracts, people are chasing TV, people are looking to be on national TV, and you know, not going to happen, is it? Really, let's be honest. It's not really going to happen, is it? I mean, I think that the heyday for paranormal TV programming has probably gone now. It's probably past its sell-by date. Sure, you're still going to see some sort of programs that are regarding the supernatural or the paranormal, and you probably will see the occasional, I don't know, ghost team on there. But I think the ones that have been on there and the ones that have been there for a long time have pretty much got it sewn up. And because the trend for paranormal programming seems to follow the same format for each and every team or investigation, then I don't think that there's going to be much call for it. Especially as I see with a lot of teams and I see with a lot of the programs, is that their level of activity is through the roof. And I mean, I'm not saying that I'm not saying they're lying, but personally, I don't give it much credibility. Yeah, sure, things do happen, and some pretty extraordinary and rare and unusual things happen. But for a half an hour program, or a 3/4 of an hour program, or even an hour, to just be filled with different levels and different forms of paranormal activity, I'm not seeing it myself. I'm speaking from my point of view, really. I'm not speaking for anybody else. I'm just speaking from my point of view. And I think, as I say, I think that it's just my advice, and it's something that I do now, and I follow this hard and fast rule that I only work with people that I trust, or people that I have known for a very, very long time, and I've gained their trust and they've gained mine. So there's probably 10 people, maybe, I don't know, maybe it'll push, say between 10 to 15 people out of all the people in this field that I will work with and alongside. Actually, they're all up north. Actually, they're either in Yorkshire or they're in Lancashire. There aren't, not that I've met yet. There isn't anybody around here that I would trust, which is why I travel quite far afield to do investigations, because I want to do them with people that I trust, people that are honest, people that won't fake or feign any form of activity. And what you see is what you get. If we don't get anything, which is probably more the case more often than not, then you won't be getting anything. But you know, it's still nice to have a little bit of a picture of the activity that is purported to go on in these buildings or properties or venues, even without maybe having activity itself. Yeah, so that's what I wanted to say. You know, I'm not criticising anybody. I'm not going to criticise anybody. It's not my place to criticise anybody. But from my point of view, that's the way that I do it, and that's the way that I would advise other people to do it. I've seen it in large groups join up with other groups, and then you have this paranormal brotherhood or sisterhood. It always ends up failing. It always ends up falling apart. Now, I'm not trying to be a naysayer. I'm not trying to be negative, but this is just unfortunately what happens. And you know, people are people, aren't they? You know, I think if you're going to get in it, as I say, to chase a TV program, or if you're going to get in it to chase contracts, or you're going to get in it to promote yourself above anything else, then don't do it. I wouldn't do it. I don't think you should be in it. I really don't. I think that you have to have a yearning and a hunger for the paranormal, and you have to look for the truth beyond and above anything else when you're out there in the field, and even when you're at home or wherever you are and you're trying to glean or get information or put a program together. When you edit, you should do it with honesty and you should always, at all times, show the truth. And if people don't like the truth, then that's unfortunate. But you can't. That's the worst thing that you can be accused of. The worst thing you can be accused of is not having enough activity or being considered to be a boring programmer. At the end of the day, you've still got your integrity, and that's worth more than anything else. And I think that deep down, people do prefer the honesty and integrity. You know, there just aren't, in my opinion, ghosts coming out of the floorboards and coming out of the walls and being wherever you are, and oh look, there's 20 people in this property that are in the spirit world, and did you hear that? Did you smell this? Did you see that? Oh, this, we heard this, or it's always off camera, or even if it is on camera, I think it's dubious circumstances that lead to that bit of footage. You know, I'm not saying everybody. I'm just saying that there are quite a lot of people out there that have got good credibility, but there's an awful lot that don't. And I just wanted to give you my opinion and a little bit of an idea of what happened to me and the way that I combated it, the way that I worked my way around it. And that's it, really. That's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to give people heads up and to understand where I'm coming from. And, you know, you're all intelligent. You all make your own minds up. You all make your own opinions up. You know, if people don't like my programming, that's fine. I haven't got a problem with that. That's fine. I haven't got a problem. You know, just, you know, people don't have to sub. People don't have to stay subbed. I love it when they do. And for those of you that have subbed, and for those that you've even subbed just recently, I really want to thank you all. I really appreciate your support. And I appreciate that you enjoy and watch my videos enough to want to sub. So yeah, that's very, very kind of you, and I do appreciate it, and I thank you all. So anyway, that's all I really wanted to say about the paranormal and camaraderie, or brother and sisterhood paranormal. Oh, that'd be a good film, wouldn't it? Brotherhood and sisterhood of the paranormal. Maybe a group. I don't know, maybe a band name, I don't know. Anyway, I digress. So I also want to talk about the competition that I ran the other day and the prizes. And if you remember, the prizes were one of these Dan's Haunted Cottage pin badges, and one of these, well, there were 4 of them. In fact, there were 4 prizes to be given away, but each winner will get one of these as well. And the lucky winners are Brett from Urban Camper Van Man. You've won one of these. Nikki from Nikki Noodle, you've won one of these. And Brandon Kelly, you've won one as well. Now, what I want to do, I'm going to post them out to you as soon as I can, or if you live local and you want to meet up, you know, just give me a shout and I'll drop them off to you. It's entirely up to you, or I can post them, not a problem at all. Obviously, Brandon, I think you live a bit too far away to sort of meet up and have a coffee or what have you, but I'll get this out to you, mate. Now, I could turn around and say, couldn't I? Oh, the response was enormous. People were knocking down my doors and knocking on my door, and there was thousands of people that I had to just sift through all these different names and make sure that I got them out, you know, make sure that I was open and I was honest and I got the right. The truth is, exactly like I said, I don't have that many subscribers, and in doing so, those 3 people that won were the only 3 people that put their names forward. So it doesn't matter, does it? It doesn't matter. So even though I was meant to give 4 away, I've only got to give 3 away. But actually, I'm going to send some to some friends as well. I'm going to send some of these to a friend, Damon, who's Nina the Ambulance Camper. So some of this is going out to you, Damon. I'm going to send some of it for Ant, if he wants some. Ant from Wild Camper Van Man. And I'm going to send some for Austin. Austin is Scudo Camper, or West Country Yokel. I'm going to send some to him as well. and maybe Rick Van Man if he wants one. I'm not sure if he's into that type of thing, but you know, I'm going to send some of those out to some of my friends as well. Well, you're all my friends. But I'm going to send some out to you know, some of my mates on YouTube. So yeah, so that's it, guys. Oh yeah, I got this made today actually. Thought it was pretty cool. This is me. My cousin is a anime artist. She's a professional anime artist, and she worked in Japan for quite a long while doing anime. And she didn't do Dan's Haunted Cottage. Obviously, that's my own handiwork. But obviously, I had this mug made today. It's pretty cool. It was £10. That's what it is. That's the full cost of it. If anybody wants to buy one of these, I can sort them out with one. I'm not going to make any profit on it. Just if you want one, let me know that you want one. It'll cost £10 plus postage, whatever that is, three or £4. I'm not sure, or £3.40. I'm not sure, £3 or £4. But if you want one, let me know. I'll get one made up and I'll get it sent to you. As I say, I'm not making any profit from it. I just think they're a bit of fun, and I think that. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. So that's it. So if you're out there in the paranormal world and you're feeling pretty down, pretty glum, things aren't going your way because of other people in that field, step away, as I did for a few weeks. Step away, regroup your thoughts. Don't step away completely from the field. Always have in mind that you're going to step back into it, because why let other people pee on your parade, as it were? If you enjoy doing it, you carry on doing it. But just step away, give yourself a little bit of time, a little bit of breathing space, but always be conscious that you want to get back into it again. Don't leave it because of other people. If it's your love, if it's your joy, then, you know, don't let people push you out of that. And a lot of these people as well that I've seen that moan and backstab and all that horrible, horrible things, they end up evaporating anyway. They end up moving away from the field. But just keep yourselves to yourselves, keep your own protection, keep your guard up, and decide who is a decent person. Decide who you want to work with, and then go forwards and do exactly that. Just make sure that you protect yourself. And if you are people that are just, you know, if you are bullying, maybe you don't realise it. I don't know. It's not for me to say, but just sit back and think. You know, we all want a nice, easy, quiet, peaceful life. You know, we all want to achieve the same end. So let's do that. Let's work alongside each other and together, and hopefully we can come to a better understanding. But just don't get involved with each other too deeply, because that way leads ruin. I mean, I'm talking about in our field now, not in everyday life, but in our particular field. So that's it, guys. Good message again. Look out for each other, look after each other, be there for one another, and care for one another. And I will speak to you a little bit. Blimey, I've dragged on, and I always do. And I'll speak to you a little bit later. Take it easy now, guys. Bye. Bye. Oh yeah, I'm a complete nana. Before I go, what I was going to say is go over to my Facebook page. It's Dan Winter. Put in, press the friend button, what have you. I'll accept you, and then once I've accepted you, you send me your details to where you want me to send your prize, and then I'll get it all posted out to you. So it's Dan Winter on Facebook. Just go on there, join me, put in a friend request, and I'll accept you, and then you can just send me your address. Okay? It's probably only Brandon. Well, maybe you all want to do it, but I know Brandon will do it. So take it easy, guys. Speak to you soon. Bye.